This is the part 2 of the Looker Studio. So here in our first part, we have created our first dashboard. Now we will try and replicate to create this dashboard from scratch. We have two pages here. The first page we have the revenue distribution, and the second page we have the performance over time. We will be using the same data source and we will try to replicate the dashboard. Okay, so first we'll go into the home page and we'll be taking a blank report. So we'll click on the blank report. Here you can see it'll ask you to add the data source. You can click on the Google Sheets, and I'll be sharing you the spreadsheet in the comment so that you can use the spreadsheet, visualize. Here we can upload one worksheet to the data source for our report. So here there is only one sheet, and these are the default options. Use first row as headers and include hidden and filtered cells. But if you want to include a specific range, you can do that. For example, if you have a range from A1 to maybe C8, you can do that, and you can click on the specific range and you can create a dashboard. Right now we are adding the report. Once we click on add to report, it will ask you, this is the sheet that we are adding to the report, and you can click on add to report here. Once we add to report, our canvas will open. In that you have a freeform layout as well as a responsive layout. So here in the data tab you will have the visualize data source where you have all the fields. So here we will try to see, we have CTR and eCPM, we have clicks, we have impressions, revenue. So revenue, impressions and clicks are already there. Clicks we have, revenue we have, impressions are there, but CTR and eCPM are the calculated fields. We need to calculate those fields. To do that, what we need to do, we need to click on add a field, add a calculated field. So the first one we wanted to add is CTR. CTR formula is sum of clicks divided by sum of impressions. So you can see the impressions here, and we will try to click on OK. We'll try to click on save. So our CTR field has been updated. And second one, we want eCPM. So we'll calculate the CPM, which is eCPM, which is cost per milli. That is sum of revenue into 1000. You can see the formula on the screen, which is sum of revenue into 1000 divided by sum of impressions, and we can click on save and we can done. Okay, your eCPM also has been added. So here the next step what we need to do is we need to change the data types. Okay, what are data types? These are the data types will let us know what kind of a field they are. Either is a text or a boolean or a number or a currency. Okay, add format is text, add unit ID is text, clicks numbers, date is date format, demand ID is text, demand type is text, impressions number, and publisher country you have country, but normally here we have it as text field. We have publisher ID text and revenue as number, but revenue is currency, right? So we need to change the currency. And we have CTR as well. So CTR. So CTR, if you see here, CTR is in percentage. Okay, so that means this is percentage. And next we have eCPM. So eCPM is in dollars, that means currency. So we'll use currency and we'll click dollar and we'll click on OK. Okay, and we have two layouts. One is the freeform layout and the responsive layout. Freeform layout is the normal layout where it will be standard across, but the responsive will change depending upon the screen size, which is mobile, tablet, desktop, laptop, etc. And then we need to have this. We want to create this same dashboard. The first one is the revenue distribution. How we can add this? First, we will try to see the dashboard is in yellow color. So what we'll do, we'll go into theme, and we'll try to take one dashboard theme and we'll click on freeform layout. It will give you the layout. So what we will do, we'll customize that background color. We'll try to keep it in yellow, the freeform layout. So the color is not proper. We'll try to change the color. We'll try to change the color to this. Okay, and we will keep this table aside, and then first we'll write the revenue distribution. To do that, what we will do, we will take a text box and we will add the text box. Okay, we will use the text box. Okay, once we added the text box, then the color is white, the words are white. So what we can do, font color, we can write revenue distribution. Okay, and we will try to increase the size. We'll increase the size to maybe 60. Okay, and we will try to decrease, or we'll try to align this, and we want to give it in the center, and we can do the bold. So the revenue distribution is done. Maybe we can decrease the size maybe to 55. Okay, yes. Now next what we will do, we will add the date range filter. Here what we are trying to do, we are trying to fix the date and we want to do a comparison as well. Okay, so the next thing what we'll do, we'll click on add a control, and here we have a date range control. We will just keep the date range as it is. Here we have a white color inside and we have a specific date. So what we will do here, when you click on the date range, you see the edges are not sharp like this. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll click on that and we'll click the style, and if you go inside the background, we want to keep a white color, and the font we need to change it to black color. So we will see the font color to black, so it will give you this. And next what we need to do, we need to increase the border radius. So you see the shape, whatever is the shape, we are able to see the shape in that format. And then we will see the border weight as 2. You can see the color, the edges, and it looks decent, right? Now we want to fix on the date range. So suppose right now I want to fix on the date range, so I'll keep a fixed date range, and the data source, the data we had from January, so I'll use 25 to 31, so like 7 days. I want to do a comparison. Okay, so this is January 31st. Okay, so this is my date range filter that I've added. Next one is the scorecard. What I'll do, I will click on this add to chart, and I'll click a scorecard, and I'll try to just keep it, and I'll do the changes for one dashboard and try to paste the similar kind of a scorecard. So what I'll do, I will use revenue. The first thing I'll use is revenue, which is this. So I would be able to see the revenue numbers here. Okay, so I'll see the revenue numbers, but I need a white background here. So what I'll do, I'll go to style, and I will use a background white, and I'll be using the font color as black. Okay, so this is what I can do. And next I see revenue inside the scorecard, whereas I'm not seeing any revenue inside the scorecard here. So what I will do, I'll just go and click on show tile. It will be showing me revenue on the top, so I'll just change the same revenue, and I will try to do the borders, and I'll try to align it into the center. Okay, and I'll try to increase the size to 24 so that I can see revenue properly. And what I can do as well, I can bold revenue. Okay, and then what I can do next, I can even keep the field in the center. Okay, I can do all these things, comparison in the center, and then if I need any padding, I can do the sizes. Okay, and here what I can do, I can click on it and I can increase the border radius to 15, so I can see the similar kind of a formatting that I have done. And I can use a border weight 2, and I can give a solid color. Okay, that is about the style, but still revenue is inside. So what I'll do, I'll go to setup. I will see how I can remove the field. So if in the labels, revenue is a label. So if I just hide this field name, I can only see revenue here. Okay. And also I want to do a comparison between last week to this week. So what I can do, comparison date range, I can click so that here I will know what percentage of the number has increased compared to last week. Here I can use the previous period and I can apply. Okay. So if this is Jan 25th to Jan 31st, right? So it will give me a comparison from 18 to 24 compared to January 25 to 31. So that means compared to that period, revenue has decreased by 3.5%. Okay, so I can even increase a little bit of size. Okay, and I don't want any decimals here. What I can do, I can come here and I can either keep 0 or I can keep auto. It will show me in a compact number wise. It's like 4.89k is like $4,890. Or else if I remove the compact numbers, I can decimal precision is 0. So it will show me the nearest value. Okay, so this is how you can do it. So now what I'll do, I will just do the same for impressions, clicks, CTR and CPM. Okay, I have added all the 5 scorecards here. So in the first one it is revenue, next one is impressions. So what I'll do, I'll go to setup and I will change the revenue to impressions. I'll just need to drag and drop here in the metric. I would see that either here in the top it is showing us revenue, right? I just need to change the style to impressions. Okay, that is impressions. Next I have to do it for clicks. The setup, I have revenue, I will change it to clicks. In the style, I will change them to clicks. Next I have CTR. So what I will do, I'll just add the CTR here. It is showing me in percentage and CTR. And next I want to show the eCPM. So what I'll do, I'll just gather this eCPM and I drag and drop in the metric. Okay, so it is showing me in dollar, which is fine. I'll go to style and I'll change eCPM. Okay. So that is the first scorecard that we created and it looks similarly the same. You can see here. Okay. Next, we will create charts. The first one is a bar chart. What we have to do, just we need to click add a chart and this is the bar chart I just want to add here. Next I have another chart where it's a combination of a line chart and a bar chart. What I can do, I can click on add chart and I can create this chart as well. Okay, so we have 2 charts. Okay, the first one is revenue by demand partner. For that what we need to do, we have to click on this, go to style, show title and revenue by demand channel. Okay, so it's revenue by demand partner, revenue by demand partner, and you can bring it to center and font size, yes, font size is 24. Okay, so here see, whenever something is being clicked like this, right, you can go and click on the reset so that it resets, it will show. Okay, so by demand partner we want to have demand partner on the x-axis and revenue on the y-axis. So when you click this, it will show what color you want. The color is brown. You can try to keep any color. Right now we'll use with blue. You can change those colors, but to change the color you need to come and click here. Okay, and next axis color also same. So what else we can do, we'll go to setup and we'll change dimension x-axis publisher ID. Here it is demand partner. So what we'll do, we'll just put the demand partner in the x-axis and revenue on the y-axis. That's what we have done. So it is showing you the demand partners on the x-axis and it's showing revenue, right? This is what we are seeing. See, the numbers are different because the data sources, the numbers might change, okay, because the data ranges are different. Whichever data range you keep, and you need to see the Excel uh, with the revenue number, then you can do the visualization. Okay, so we got the partners and we got the partners revenue. How much Google Ads does? It's like $1,800. How much Magnet does? It's like $1,574, and OpenX does $15 and $4. And in the style, you can go and you can do multiple things. You can change the color from here, bar border color if you want. You can change here, and if you want to change this, you can change like this. It'll show a different access color. Is this, you can want white, or you can have black, okay, or you can have the white thing, the bar. And if you want to show the access level font color is white, you can put it as black. But once you keep the font color black, it will be disabled, so you'll be keeping white, or you can change to any other color. If it is a white background, then the font color should be black. And then what we need to do, we need to go and change the background to white so that it looks similar to this, okay. And revenue number, it's not disabled because the font color we kept is white. So if you keep black, it will show revenue here. So this is how we will create our bar chart. In the similar way, we will do revenue and impressions. So revenue and impressions over time, what we will do, we will click on this, go to style, show title, and we will try to replicate revenue impressions over time, okay. And again, we need to just click on the center and black, bold. Same thing with this, I can have bold and black color, okay, and I can have the bold, okay. And here we need to have the size as 24. Why? Because we are giving the headers 24 pixel so that it looks good, okay. So we'll use this, and this 24 pixel, yes. Now we need revenue as a line and impressions. So here, if you go to setup, we need x-axis. What should be our x-axis? X-axis should be date, okay. So here, instead of publisher ID, what we'll do, we'll just drag and drop the date, right? Here you can see the date. Then the line it is showing as clicks. Instead of clicks, it should show revenue. And the second thing you need to show is impressions. So here, instead of revenue, we'll show impressions, okay. So it is showing you by date, by revenue, and impressions. You can see on the left hand side, which is the revenue, and the right hand side, it is impressions. You can see that the revenue has been declining from January 28th onwards, if you see, and the format is different. So what we'll do, we will use